From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
On the show tonight, why I believe there's too much being made about this Sanchar Saathi controversy and why nobody should really have any problems if they have nothing to hide. At 8:30 p.m., the terrible habit of Renuka Chaudhary, who goes representing the Congress party each time and now has decided to target the armed forces of the country. And at 9 o'clock tonight, why Indian politics is divided between pro-infiltrator and anti-infiltrator. It's not about SIR, let's not go technical. It's about whether you're against infiltrators or for them. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposition wants you to believe that you're being snooped on, and most snooping, they say, is going to happen by the government through your phones. The opposition claims that your phones will have the Sanchar Saathi app, which is an app designed, planned by the Department of Telecommunications, which has given a mandate saying that all phones will have the pre-installation of the Sanchar Saathi app. It's a mobile app which will be there on all new handsets in the country. What is the Sanchar Saathi app? It's basically a secure platform across multiple telecom safety services. The government says it allows consumers to report fraud communications, spam, check genuineness of their mobile handsets, and block lost or trace stolen phones. So basically, Jyotiraditya Scindia is saying it's a good thing. It helps you secure your phone. The opposition said, no, it's a snooping app. Jyotiraditya Scindia wants to get inside your phone and find out what you're WhatsApping to whom, what you're messaging whom, where you're going, where you're eating. So basically, the opposition is crying foul, saying that this is like Pegasus. Now, that's where the opposition makes a mistake. Because the moment you say Pegasus, you realize that Pegasus was a big deal about nothing. It was a HOAX hoax. It was a nexus citing so-called OCCRP reports funded by the US State Department saying that some opposition leaders had Pegasus spyware put into their phones so that Narendra Modi could get to know who was talking what to whom and what those messages were about. Rahul Gandhi had said at that time, I myself have Pegasus on my phone. And he went around saying that he can't message anyone because the intelligence bureau knows who he's talking to. And he claimed that intelligence bureau officials had called him to say, Rahul Gandhi, we are tracking your phone. This all ended up being one gigantic hoax because the matter came up in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court wasted time, appointed a committee, probed the allegations, examined 29 phones, examined their hardware, but found nothing about Pegasus being on any of them, which means that the whole Pegasus controversy, which we wasted time on for 6 months, which the Supreme Court wasted time, technical committee wasted time, taxpayer money was wasted, ended up finding no evidence of any Pegasus malware. This is therefore the example of crying foul. Crying foul meaning there is actually nothing to report. There is nothing to be worried about, but because someone's made a big deal about it, you go around believing that there is something wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly the kind of thinking which the opposition wants to put in your head. They want you to feel insecure. The opposition, having realized they cannot win an election, wants you to feel insecure, wants you to feel worried, wants you to feel scared, wants you to say that the government's after me and the government wants to know what I'm doing. Now I'm asking you, ladies and gentlemen, why would the government want to know what you're doing? Why would the government want to find out where you bought vegetables from? Why would the government want to find out which movies you've been watching? Why would the government want to find out where you ordered some noodles from? The government only wants to find out if you're someone who is doing spam calls, if you're involved in cybercrime, if you're doing something that is patently illegal. In other words, the government wants to track you only if you're a digital criminal. And Sanchar Saathi is something only digital criminals should be scared about. Ladies and gentlemen, to say that something which is aimed at protecting the citizens from digital crime is aimed at actually snooping their private information is an exaggeration of a point that there is really no way in which it can be believed by any logical individual. And therefore, I wanted to begin the program by telling you, do not believe a lot of false data which will be coming to you over the next few days, because you know how some of these Kongi groups work. They take money from all kinds of foreign groups, then they keep spamming you. They're going to put out all these ads. They're going to pay and fund inorganic traffic only to make sure that you're very scared and you believe that the government wants to find out what you're doing in your private space. Trust me, and I'm saying this to you, Jyotiraditya Scindia or Narendra Modi are not interested in your vegetable shopping or to find out which movies you've been watching or where you're doing your food delivery orders from. It's only trying to ensure that there is a system, however, in this country, which is the largest number of mobile handsets, the largest number of mobile connections, where if you're a victim of crime, you have the rights, the ability, and there is a technical interface which allows it. Most importantly, if you're uncomfortable with Sanchar Saathi, you can uninstall it. If the government wanted to be Big Brother, why would you give you the right to uninstall the app within a flash of a second? This is therefore the reality. Since you're going to, I presume, be receiving a lot of false information and fake news about this subject, I wanted to begin tonight by addressing this very, very critical, very important issue, which seems to be creating a little bit of a flutter on the first day of Parliament. Let's debate.
From fake KYC alerts to SIM swap frauds, digital crime has exploded across India. In 2024 alone, India reported almost 3 million cyber frauds. The need of the hour? Find a cyber fix. Enter the Sanchar Saathi app, a security and awareness platform whose purpose is to help mobile users manage their digital identity, report suspicious activity, and safeguard their devices. The app promises to protect users by tracking misuse of mobile numbers and preventing fraudulent SIMs.
Thanks to the controversy, Sanchar Saathi app, already the #1 app on utilities. When I open it, there are 5 options. Option 1 is to report fraud or suspected fraud communication by simply adding a few details, uploading it. Government will take care of it. Point number 2, it helps you block your lost or stolen mobile handset. All you have to do is add your name, mobile number, IMEI number. It does the job for you. Third, it helps you know if there are other mobile connections in your name. It's pretty simple. You can choose which is your actual number. Fourth, it helps you know the genuineness of your mobile handset, if it's a stolen handset, etc. And point number 5, it helps you report incoming international call with Indian number. If you're being targeted by cyber criminals, it's going to help you report them. Finally, the biggest controversy, can you delete this app? Yes, you can. Does it collect your data? No, it doesn't.
The government says it's essential to fight cybercrime, stop fraud calls, block suspicious apps, and help track lost or stolen phones.
पार्लियामेंट को डिस्टर्ब करने के लिए बहाना बनाने का कोई आवश्यकता नहीं है। हर मुद्दे अपने जगह में इम्पोर्टेंट है, लेकिन मुद्दे को आप हथियार बना करके पार्लियामेंट को स्टॉल करेंगे, ये तो ठीक नहीं है।
But the opposition smells a surveillance storm, drawing a parallel to Pegasus.
It is a snooping app. I mean, clearly, it's ridiculous. Now, where else do they want to, I mean, citizens have their right to privacy. Even all of you must be having a right to privacy to send your own messages to family, friends without the government looking at everything. they are turning this country into a dictatorship. It's a very fine line between fraud is easy to report and we can see everything that every citizen of India is doing on their phone. So that's not how it should work.
The government has clarified that mobile phone users will have the option to delete this app if they do not want to use it.
कि आज तक पिछले 2 वर्षों में संचार साथी पोर्टल और संचार साथी ऐप के आधार पर कितनी सुविधा जनता को मिली है, कितना पैसा जनता का बचा है, और ये भी आंकड़े आपके सामने रख दूं। एक साल में 2024 में अकेले हमारे देश के अंदर 22,800 करोड़ रुपए के फ्रॉड हुए हैं। तो एक तरफ विपक्ष चिल्ला रहा है कि आप फ्रॉड कैसे रोकेंगे, दूसरी तरफ अगर संचार साथी का ऐप हमने आम नागरिक को दे दिया तो कह रहे हैं पेगासस, तो करो तो मरो, न करो तो मरो।
And it cannot breach your personal data. Cybersecurity experts calls the app genuine.
So it is a genuine app. It is not like one of those cloned apps which find their way to the app store. Secondly, all it asks from you is your name and it verifies your mobile number for registration. It is not asking for any other permission or access to your camera or access to your contacts like most of the other apps do, which come bundled in phones which cannot be deleted also. And now the minister has clearly said that if you want, you can delete it.
That the government does not really require an app to do any surveillance or any monitoring. The government already has powers for lawful interception and lawful monitoring under the provisions of the Information Technology Act.
As digital threats rise, tools like Sanchar Saathi could become essential to protect your identity and life savings. For now, the app remains both a shield and a subject of national debate.
We'll go for a quick debate format today. Tuin Sinha of the BJP and Ishkaran Bhandari on one side, and Ratnakar Tripathi of the Congress, Piyush Joshi of Aam Aadmi Party, and Rajat Sethi are on the other. Let me start by giving a complete opportunity to the critics to, in brief, express their concerns about how Sanchar Saathi will allow the government to find out Ratnakar Tripathi's vegetable shopping, Piyush Joshi's film watching habits, and Rajat Sethi's WhatsApps. So you can explain to all our viewers, because I'm a very democratic person, I want to hear the other side first. Ratnakar Tripathi first, please.
That was the best joke, that you are a democratic person. Anyway, and now ladies and gentlemen, don't fall for the false and misleading information about the Pegasus which Dr. Goswami gave to you. In 2021, Supreme Court appointed a committee in the chairmanship of Justice R.V. Ravindran, which checked 29 mobile phones and found malware on 5 phones. But because the government did not cooperate, it is what was on the table, and Supreme Court, then Chief Justice Ramanna ji, stated that government did not fully cooperate with the committee's investigation. So
you're factually incorrect, the Supreme Court. You're factually incorrect, and you're making up facts and you're misquoting a Supreme Court, because what the court said was this.
No, I'm not factually incorrect.
You are, and let me tell you why you are. You may be lying unintentionally. You may be lying unintentionally, but you are lying.
Don't mislead again.
You may be lying unintentionally. You may be lying unintentionally, but you are lying because what the court said was that there is inconclusive evidence. No, I'm not, sir. I'm not. The court, the Supreme Court.
Yes, because
Mr.
did not
Ratnakar Tripathi, why do you want to embarrass yourself? Because I'll open the lines. Viewers, here is an opportunity for you to raise your voice against the lies of the opposition.
You can open the line.
The
Who is
Supreme
afraid
Court
of your
appointed
lines?
committee, I'm bringing in
Open the
others
line.
also, appointed
This is the
committee
only-
probed
this is
the
the last
allegations,
resort and only
examined
resort is there.
29 phones and did not find any conclusive evidence of Pegasus being in any of
And
them.
5 phones.
No, 5 phones, they did not find
5
Pegasus.
phones were found with malware.
Malware is not
And the
Pegasus.
government-
Malware is in
and the
your phone
government,
also.
because did not
Malware is in
cooperate,
Ishkaran's phone also.
Government did not
Malware will be in my
cooperate,
phone
that is why
also.
they
You
cannot
don't
come
understand.
to a
Malware, and the
resolution,
court
sir.
said that the existence
No,
of malware in 5
you can't-
phones does
don't
not mean the
mislead,
malware
sir.
is
Don't
Pegasus.
mislead.
You're a liar.
Don't
You're a liar.
mislead.
You're a terrible liar.
Yes.
You like to lie openly.
You
That's
are a
bad
liar,
habit of
sir.
yours. Bad habit.
You are a
Opening up
you
the
are a
lines
liar
with
all the time.
ladies and gentlemen, the
You are a liar
opposition
all the
wants
time.
you to believe that
You are
you're going
liar,
to be
you
spied
mislead,
on, and the
you make
opposition
false
is lying
statement.
through its teeth.
You
And
only
Ishkaran is
support
on the
government.
debate. Ishkaran,
No, I am not liar. You are a
Ishkaran.
liar.
Why Sanchar Saathi achanak? What is the hurry? What is the hurry? Why do you want Sanchar Saathi on everyone's phone?
No.
Why?
Arnab, while you're covering this debate, I want to take your mind back to another debate which has not been covered. When Aadhaar came, the same argument. When Aadhaar was introduced, the same argument of mass surveillance, violation of privacy were made, and today they were fighting that Aadhaar should be the document by which you should define the citizenship. Aadhaar should be the document by which your name should be in the election commission's rolls. Aadhaar should be a document by which you do vote. So remember, when Aadhaar...
So why is the government denying Aadhaar?
Don't interrupt, sir. Let us have a civilized debate.
I am not interrupting. I am just asking you, why is the government denying Aadhaar?
Let me finish my point. Don't interrupt. You will have it on Aadhaar. You can Google in the Supreme Court, they did the same fear mongering. The ecosystem said how everybody will be identified, nobody will have privacy, all your rights will go. And now, after 5, 7, 10 years, they are wanting Aadhaar to be the primary document by which even an illegal immigrant should get citizenship in India. So basic aim is to oppose for the heck of opposing without making any sense. There's a simple test. We are having digital arrests. We are having digital scams. If the app was mandatory, you could not delete it, then they may have a case. But it has been qualified, it has been expressed that you can delete the app. If you do not want these precautions,
Everyone on, please.
delete it. If you want the safety.
Now, the other point is obviously there is something good in this app. 1 minute, Piyush, just coming to you, 30 seconds. You know, viewers, Sanchar Saathi has 20 crore downloads. The people who are downloading in 20 crore times are seeing some benefit, right? But if you are you have been on the rolls of an intelligence agency of some foreign country, taken money from them, and they have been speaking to you, then obviously you'll be very worried, right? If you're doing anti-national work, if you're in touch with the wrong kinds of people, or if you're doing cyber fraud, that's the question. I always believe, कुछ छुपाना नहीं है तो डरते क्यों हो? कुछ छुपाना है तभी डरते हैं, right? Piyush is on the debate. Tuhin is responding. Lines are opening.
Absolutely.
Tuhin after Piyush.
Arnab,
Yeah, Piyush. After Piyush, Tuhin. Coming to you after Piyush.
Yeah.
Arnab, it is the modern day election. The modern day elections, you as well know that they are basically, the whole strategy is devised on psychographics. How do you get this kind of data? While the government may not be interested in Piyush Joshi as a person's data, but the government is certainly interested in the societal data, the data as a whole of the country. Let me tell you why. Because then how do these IT cells create their algorithms? Because this is the data based on which the algos are going to be designed, and that is where the whole world is criticizing these kind of psychographics.
No, there is
weapons grade ammunition.
Piyush, if you're a Bangladeshi infiltrator, you will not be able to take a phone in India. Without knowing, you'll be tracked by Sanchar Saathi. So Bangladeshi infiltrators, Rohingyas, They're the ones who'll be really scared. Cyber frauds.
I got your point.
Yes.
There's only point of contention is if it is my choice whether to keep this app or delete it, then why it is not on the App Store like it has been? Why issue a notification to all the mobile phone?
It's not on the App Store.
And if it can be deleted, then why does not the notification?
It is very much. It is the number one download for utilities. It is very much available on the App Store. 1 minute, Piyush. Piyush, 1 minute. Piyush, it is very much available on the App Store. It's the number one across utilities on App Store. So yeah. Let me be clear with you. It is there on the App Store.
Arnab,
so you are factually wrong
I'm
there.
perfectly okay with this app being on the App Store. I don't have any problems with this app being on the App Store as it is right now. So let it be on the App Store. Now, publicize it like the Prime Minister publicized Paytm app.
It is there on the App Store.
Followers decide whether they want to download or not. So all I'm going to say here that to issue a notification of that nature to the mobile phone manufacturers that you have to install it and then pushing it through the software updates, that's where my problems arise. My problems arise that if this app is elective and can be deleted, then why doesn't the notification mentions this clearly? It is nowhere written in the notifications, and that's where the opposition is.
The opposition has nothing constructive to say in this country. The opposition has nothing constructive to say. The opposition will not do anything for cyber fraud. The opposition cannot explain why 40 lakh actions have been taken by the telecom providers against reported cases. Opposition will not take responsibility when there are suspected fraud communications. The opposition does not take responsibility. 26 lakh stolen mobile phones across our nation have been tracked. Suspected fraud communication, spam numbers, cyber fraud. You know how much cyber fraud there is, Piyush? You know how much cyber fraud there is in our country? You know how much cyber fraud there is? People die. So many people commit suicide because of cyber fraud. Why are you and Robert Vadra and Priyanka Vadra and the Vadra family and the Vadra Incorporated company? Why is the Vadra Incorporated company against everything good in this country? Tuhin is on the debate. Tuhin is on the debate. I want him to come in, everyone on right now. I'm not understanding this. It's beyond me.
Arnab,
making a big deal of everything, Baba.
I must say I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised by the reckless and strange reaction of the opposition parties to a very well-intended step forward aimed at fortifying our cyber security. Now, the reaction is such that it almost seems either they have a guilty conscience, they have been engaging in something which they want to hide, or they want to protect the digital criminals. The biggest beneficiary of this app are the elderly people who have been victims, who have been repeatedly victims of digital arrests. And like you mentioned, some of them have gone to the extent of committing suicide because of the quantum of loss they have suffered through these digital arrests. Now, the point is, we have made it very clear, this is an optional app. You can download it if you wish, you can delete it if you wish. It does not have any access to your camera or videos. It cannot access your call logs. It cannot access what you speak to via your phone. Then where exactly is the problem? It's a fact that, international calls have been spoofing Indian numbers. Misrepresentation is being carried out to carry out fraud, and two, terrorism and national security challenges are obviously threats which every country today is facing. Then why should this opposition? And I was very appalled by Priyanka Gandhi's comments. She obviously seems to be very ignorant of the facts of the case. But I think, it's about time this opposition stops misleading the country. Whether it was Pegasus, forget Pegasus. They have even misled the country on the issue of Arogya Setu app. They said Arogya Setu app, and in fact the COVID apps, where you could monitor the vaccination schedule. This opposition even alleged that was meant for snooping. Do you have so much to hide that you always fear you are being snooped at? Whereas history says something else. It is the Congress leaders who have been snooping each other, whether it was, Ashok Pilot snooping on Sachin Pilot, or whether it were other, opposition leaders being snooped during emergency.
No, the Congress allowed the Chinese to snoop. The Congress allowed the Chinese to snoop. Something,
yes,
it is...
That is the other part.
The Congress...
That is the other part, Arnab. The digital racism.
No, not racism.
That is the other part.
Let me explain to you, Tuhin.
Evident.
doing this
Evident
Congress
behavior of these
party,
people.
this Congress party whose leaders took money from the Chinese government as donations into the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Or liya paisa, mota paisa. Lot of money came to Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, crores they took from the Chinese. Shame on these people. Shame on them. Shame on them. Now they took money from the Chinese, and you know what they did, Ratnakar Tripathi? They allowed 42 Chinese apps. They allowed 42 Chinese apps as spyware or malware to continue. In fact, in a paper called Android OS Privacy Under the Loop, A Tale from the East, researchers looked at handsets from 4 Chinese iPhone makers. You could not even delete the apps.
Why to monologue?
Chinese came in with spyware installed. Chinese phones had all this installed. You couldn't uninstall them. Chinese install kare, usse koi problem nahi hai Ratnakar Tripathi ko. They loves the Chinese. Congress loves the Chinese. No, but they have a problem with the government of India. They have a problem with the government of India. These people must be investigated. They have some old links with the Chinese. Chinese love of the Congress party must be investigated.
Advertise for BJP.
Now the question is, what Rajat Sethi,
What is the question?
Rajat Sethi, what is your stand on this? I just want to know, what is your stand on this?
So, Arnab, I have no love lost for Congress party. And my litmus test on assessing anything that the government does is that tomorrow, God forbid, if Congress is in power, would I allow such a step taken by the government to force me to download an app? The answer was a big no. This is why I coordinated with your guest coordinators, and I said that I don't want to support this step. There are a few reasons. In a state, it's a philosophical debate how much of power balance should be there between the state on one side and citizens on the other side.
First of all, before you continue, I must say you've really warmed the hearts of Ratnakar Tripathi with your prophecy that who knows, Congress may come to power. You're among very few people, including... No, God forbid, nahi hai. I'm sure.
So see, you have to account for the absolute worst case. Sir, please come to... I'm not getting into the political debate. My point is more philosophical.
Okay, Dr. Sethi, continue.
My point here is very simple. Keep the app in the App Store. Give the degrees of freedom with the citizens who want to take benefits of it. They can take benefits of it. There are screenshots circulating around the app and the kind of permissions that it seeks. There is absolutely no way in which you can actually, get to know if there is a malicious phone call coming from Myanmar or not, or without reading the messages, without, looking at all the call log and trying to correlate that data. There is just no way to do it, which essentially means that you will have to give away those permissions. Allow those users who want to give away those permissions, who feel genuinely scared that they are becoming targets of these malicious attacks from cross-border, people trying to flee, people who have better ways of managing their accounts, securing their accounts, need not have that. Why would you want to force it? And let me tell you, government, it would be an embarrassing position for the government if they have to withdraw once they take a principal position. Now here they are withdrawing each step. Tomorrow, Apple is going to exert pressure because Apple will not fall for it. Then what face will be left when Jyotiraditya Scindia will have to stand up and say that, okay, it will just be an optional and it will sit on the App Store? My point is
the country will not come to a standstill if we don't use Apple phones?
Fine, do that. But again, that
you want Apple to decide the government of India's policy? By the way, they won't do that. Rajat, listen. Rajat, a counter to you. No. Rajat, a counter to you. Apple will not do what you're saying. Apple will not do what you're saying because in the United States of America, where Apple is based, the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, has very stringent protocols like stir/shaken protocol for all telecom operators, everyone on, to digitally sign calls, which are then verified by the receiver to ensure that no caller may fake the phone number that they are using to make the call. There are stronger rules in Singapore, and as far as the European Union is concerned, it has the world's most stringent data protection and cyber fraud laws. Any developed or developing country hoping to be a great country as far as telecom is concerned has stronger laws than the ones which are here in India. The Digital Services Act in the EU ensures that very large platforms like Google, Meta, TikTok remove all potential scams from their sites, and all the tech giants peacefully comply with the dictates. It's only in India that we say, Bhaiya, Sanchar Saathi, and Rajat Sethi said, nahi, you are dictatorial, you're dictatorial, hum progressive hai, you are dictatorial. What? Is you not progressive? No, what is all this thing? What is this progressive liberal line that is being pushed down to me everywhere? Hum progressive hai, hame laws nahi chahiye, EU progressive nahi hai, America progressive nahi hai. What is this progressive rubbish? Don't look at your watch. Now he wants to run away now. Now Ratnakar Tripathi wants to run away from the program. Do you know Ratnakar Tripathi?
First go and convince
you know the Chinese brands all stuck tonight.
You yourself use an Apple phone.
Spreading false information.
How do you know what phone I use? How do you know, Rajat? Snooping on me.
Dr. Goswami,
I know it.
Allow me to speak.
Let's not go there. It's just
allow me to speak. Don't interfere. And don't.
Chinese brands have between 100 to 400 uninstalled apps. उसमें ईश्वरन भंडारी रत्नाकर त्रिपाठी को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता है. 400 some Chinese phones have 400 pre-installed apps. He likes it because anything Chinese he likes.
Why are you acting like a BJP PRO?
He likes Italian.
Why are you? Yes, I know.
Read the Mitrokin archives. Find out who took money from foreign countries.
Arnab, can I come in?
मित्रों के आर्काइव्स में कितने आपके नेता आपके पार्टी के नेता कितने पेरोल्स में थे केजीबी के बता दूं? Should I reveal how many Congress leaders were on KGB payroll? Should I reveal?
गडकरी किसके पैरोल पे थे डॉक्टर गोस्वामी? चाइना जाके क्या सीख के आए थे?
You'll open the calls.
कहते हैं कि चाइनीज जो सीपीसी है उससे हमने बड़ा.
Ishkaran, viewers, don't be afraid. The Congress party wants you to.
जाकर के घर के आए.
Ishkaran, come on, Arnab, don't say. Please go and get into the debate.
But you have to make me speak.
I will know. You have to come in now. You made a debate. You have to come in quickly.
The simple point is whether you are a supporter of Chinese or you genuflect to Italians, that's not the point. I started by saying, is it compulsory or is it optional? It's been clarified that it's optional. Second example which you are giving, forget Apple. France arrested the founder of Telegram, kept him in France for 1 year. God knows what deal was signed when he was thrown out. If India was to arrest any global CEO saying that comply with our norms because you are having a private app leading to terror, we will have the entire nation, entire ecosystem jumping up.
Piyush!
So let's be
Only one point that I want to make, if it is optional, then why doesn't the notification say so? Just add an addendum to the notification.
The minister is saying it's optional. You can uninstall it. What more optional can it be?
It is as simple as it gets.
No, it's simple matter. If I feel
Open the lines there.
If it is not meant for the purpose of the data mining, just clarify. If it is not meant for the purpose of...
Okay, we have callers tonight. Anand Singh is calling from Thane. Anand Singh is my first caller from Thane. Anand, come on. Can you hear me?
Hello, Arnab. Yes, I can hear you very well.
What do you think, Anand?
You see, Arnab, all these opposition parties and Congress in particular have no business to discuss. Hello.
I'm with you, Anand, but Ratnakar Tripathi has a mindset issue. He hates anything that is progressive, that is new, technically savvy. We have Bhubaneswar calling from Jammu. Bhubaneswar ji.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yeah, 1 minute. Ratnakar Tripathi, you want to listen to my callers?
Hello.
अरे छोड़िए, अपोजिशन की पार्टी को बोलना डिस्कस नहीं करना है. किस तरह के
आप पार्लियामेंट चलने नहीं देते, मेरा शो चलने नहीं देते, आप कुछ चलने नहीं देते. ओके.
आप पार्लियामेंट से 150 लोग को निकाल के विधेयक पास कराते हैं. आप कौन सा डेमोक्रेटिक है?
भुवनेश्वर जी बोलिए. भुवनेश्वर जी go on. बोलिए.
Mr. Congressman, please be silent for a minute. Strong opposition is always good for nation, but such opposition of no use for India.
Correct. Thank you, Bhuvaneshwar ji. Arun Kumar from Pratapgarh. Arun. Dhruv from Panchkula. Dhruv, are you there? Audio up, not there, I presume. Now, I'm going to get back to the callers in a bit. Tuhin, are you going to backtrack on this? if they make a big deal, they block the entire parliament session. They can block the entire parliament session, you know.
Arnab,
there are a few things, you know. Send it to a committee, you know. Send it to a committee of technical experts to be examined properly. That how are you going to do, you know, all these things? How are you going to?
Two on the debate. I heard you there. That the question was doing. Audio up.
Was taken
audio up.
A very important decision was taken recently. A very important decision was taken recently that no SIM, that no WhatsApp can operate without the SIM card. Please understand, these steps are necessary because the modern terrorist is a hybrid terrorist. You cannot recognize him. He will be operating, he will be traced via his communications, via his telephone traces. So please don't, I know you have always been soft. I know the Congress party has always been soft on terrorism. But please don't pose steps which are the sole intent of which is to fortify national security. Please don't impede these steps, because these are crucial from the point of view of national security. The modern terrorist is a hybrid, educated terrorist. He will be trained.
No, you take responsibility. Let me ask him. Piyush, wait.
Sanchar Saathi.
Piyush, louder.
What are you talking about here?
Piyush, you'll take responsibility tomorrow. 1 minute. You know what happened in Red Fort. You know what happened in Red Fort. You know what happened.
Why are you not able to understand what I'm talking? Because you have a soft corner for these people?
These people, exactly.
It's not like that. Tell me one thing, Tuhin. It's just a simple technical question. Your telecom ministry cannot triangulate a SIM card or an IMEI number based on cell phone towers, even
oh, Mr. Piyush, you are a politician. Since when did you become a telecom expert? Yeah.
Telecom ministry cannot
politician ho. Since when have you become a telecom expert, triangulate and all that?
Everything is for terrorism.
Who are you, Elon Musk? You don't know something. Why do you want to be a domain expert on everything?
These people become experts on every
I'm just asking a simple
subject,
question. I came prepared, you know.
अरे हर बार एक Google search करके अपने आप को ज्ञान दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है इधर. Google search करके आप ये triangulate बोले. Do you think the government does not have expertise? Government ने investigate नहीं किया है.
If the government has
हर चीज पे अपना.
Need this app. That's my question. That is my question.
अरे please यार, Rajat.
You know, Arnab, they are always.
Rajat.
The telecom ministry has experts on experts on cyber security. Let's not laugh it out here. You know, I know personally the kind of strength that the Indian government has when it comes to its own NIC servers and all. Everything had to be outsourced. Today, in bunch of government offices, we are forced to use Gemini apps and the other AI applications because we do not have the capacity in the government to create AI applications also. What are you talking about cyber security? See, government is ill prepared. If you have an app, put it out in, I'm sure a private player would.
Yeah, you know, you're taking the kind of line, government is ill prepared, government can't do anything, government can't fight COVID, government can't make vaccines, everything imported is good. What is this, yeah? What is this approach? Everything imported is good.
Let me tell you, why don't you put out the app and the open source app on the public domain? Let us do an audit report of that app.
You do the open source, you're the technical expert on everything. There is a pre-installation of the app, you disbelieve everything.
What is presupposition? Why can you trust a Congress government trying to force you into downloading an app?
I don't understand why. My dear Rajat Sethi, Apple had to get rid of its lightning charging ports altogether and convert to Type-C ports because the EU said it was more green to have consistency across devices.
All union ministers use an Apple phone.
Okay, stop advertising Apple on my program.
Come on, Arnab, let's not be crazy about things.
Anyway, you know,
subject here is finding.
No, problem with you is you're a right winger with a bleeding heart.
You know, let's not.
You're a right winger with a bleeding heart.
Government will back out. What face will you be left with?
It's all right here. What back out? What? I don't care what the government does. You know what's happening all across the world. Will you take responsibility tomorrow to stop on the terrorist attack? Because we never did Sanchar Saathi.
Are you saying that without
okay, let me tell you. Did the Al-Falah module use our same telecom equipment to alert each other and carry out a terrorist incident? बात करते रह जाएंगे इस देश में हम लोग.
Are you saying that the government has only this?
I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm saying, will you take responsibility for terrorists misusing our telecom
Let's not be
services?
stupid here, Arnab.
What's stupid here? I mean, come on, you're the one being stupid here. You know the extent of cyber fraud in this country. We have, but come on, everyone, don't give him so much attention. My question is, you know the amount of viewers, there is a lot of cyber fraud. There are a lot of people committing suicide. There is a lot of wrong using that. We cannot, Rajat Sethi will not take responsibility for terrorists misusing the telecom services. For child pornographers misusing our telecom services. Giving lectures is one thing. Let the government do its job, Rajat.
False information.
It might not be your primary.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, okay. I agree to disagree. I agree to disagree. I hope, ladies and gentlemen, you do as well.